The champions return home after 3 weeks and 4 matches away with the destiny of the title firmly in their grasp. They have to slip in order for others to prosper. And in the absence through injury of the Footballer of the Year, Gary Lineker, Adrian Heath is in the starting lineup. Though his ability as a reluctant substitute to turn a match is worth more than a passing thought for the England manager. The Everton side is that which finished the game at Watford on Tuesday, with Bobby Mims yet to concede a league goal in 4 appearances since he took over from Neville Southall at the end of March. Ipswich find themselves at the wrong end of the table on account of not being able to score goals. Their total of 28 is the worst in the 4 divisions. Their team shows one change from that which lost to Aston Villa at Villa Park on Wednesday, the return of the former Everton player after injury, Ian Atkins, who will wear number 3, but presumably will play at right back. The referee today is Alan Saunders from Newcastle upon Tyne. 2 midfield players to start the game, and the long ball from Trevor Stephen too long. And the weather conditions not untypical of the opening day of the cricket season. It's been raining quite hard for the last 20 minutes. Top surface will be a little bit greasy, and it's quite chilly. There's Paul Cooper. Been a fixture for so long, joined the club back in 1974. Bracewell claiming it off Dozel. Atkins, who is playing at right back. Bobby Mims. Won by Gleghorn. Stevens. Heath. And Butcher giving it away. Good play by Trevor Stephen. Good angle. And an important header by Cranston. Really did well then, Trevor Stephen. Little sway to turn the defender, giving himself a bit of room right on the touchline, and a very deep cross which was testing the goalkeeper and needed the head of Cranston for the ball to be cleared. Bracewell. Heath looking for it, trying to get behind Atkins, but not succeeding. Sharp waiting on the near post. Trevor Stephen against the foot of the post. And the flick away again by Cranston, denying Inchy Heath. Really would have been a marvellous goal. It was a lovely header by Trevor Stephen. It was a delightful attempt that followed Stephen's effort by Adrian Heath. Gary Stevens couldn't get there first. Gleghorn did. Well, it was against Ipswich in the Cup last season that Everton really started a purple patch, which they carried on against Sunderland, and indeed all the way to the end of the season. And they started well here. Butcher just there ahead of Trevor Stephen. Ratcliffe. It's an early encampment in the Ipswich half. Champions have had all the play since the kickoff. Ratcliffe. Richardson. Bracewell won't make that. Terry Butcher, who made his debut on this ground back in April 1978, when his team lost by the only goal.
Zell. Just a languid-looking player, but obviously with great potential. That happy knack of having time when there doesn't seem to be any, and that's always a sign of a good player, if not a potentially a great player. The nod down fed into space that no Ipswich player could get to. Fields. Leghorn. And I think the referee's whistle has gone to make a booking, and the name will be Mitch Davray, and the offence was too much chat. Referee making it quite clear that he had enough of it. Everybody other than Mims in the Ipswich half. Bracewell. Reed. Heath. Mountfield. Well, it's the sort of chance that he's gobbled up so often in the past. The ball rather came off his head rather than his head meeting the ball. Wilson. And we reach half-time, and Ipswich will be quite pleased with themselves. So much control play by Everton, some beautiful approach work, but no finish. As it turned out, the nearest they came was in the 3rd minute, when Trevor Stevens' fine header came back off the foot of the post, and Heath following up was unluckily wide with a little chip. So at half-time, Bobby Ferguson on the right there, presumably very happy with the score of 0-0. The roof is blue enough, but the sky grey and the rain pouring down. But what's in store for Everton fans in the second half? Certainly they'll be hoping that their team will trouble Paul Cooper rather more than they did in the first half. In spite of all their possession, Cooper was little employed. Mick Stockwell, usually a midfield player, is the Ipswich substitute, and he's come on for a midfield player. The man who's gone off is Romeo Zondervan because of a hamstring injury. 3 of their 5 games remaining, this one included, are here at Goodison Park. So Everton certainly in the driver's seat, but they've got to find a way through in the second period to stay there. A bit of a stretch for that by Kevin Ratcliffe, and the referee had no choice but to give the free kick, and it's Davray who's down injured, but because he stretched, certainly Studs made contact with the shin of Mitch Davray. And Davray obviously feeling the injury, and the crowd not being particularly sympathetic. Could be that Ipswich will be down to 10 men for the rest of the contest. Certainly they're going to be for a while. There was no malice in the challenge by Ratcliffe, but the ball was going away from him. He stretched for it, and by doing so, his studs came across the shin of Davray. Wilson. Bracewell. Ratcliffe. The blue tide on the Ipswich shore again. But Ipswich playing Canute with some ease. Ratcliffe to cover. Stevens. Butcher had to turn because Heath had gone to mark the goalkeeper. The patience of one or two in the crowd, but behind me being exhausted a little. Heath. He's such a little battler. Good play though by Mark Brennan. Did he overrun it? Trevor Stephen, Sharp. And the referee again feeling that the challenge was first on the man by Sharp, and the referee indicating that the elbow was up. And Sharp, one of the scorers at Watford, the other goal by Lineker, his 34th, Sharp's 21st. Quite a conversation. Well, the one booking so far has been for words by the man who currently is injured and the other number 9. Sharp gets away with it. And Mitch Davray being carried to the dressing room, and I don't think he's going to take any further part. So the champions playing 10 men, but still struggling to find the opening. Stevens. Past the waving Bobby Ferguson. Got everybody back. Ratcliffe. Richardson. Sharp! Lovely cross. And met by a header which gave Cooper no chance. Sharp goes to look for the man who made the cross as Cooper is finally beaten. But the ball seemed to hang in the air and Sharp met it to flick it over Paul Cooper. And Everton at last have the lead, just as their crowd were beginning to feel that it was never going to come. The whole atmosphere changes, and one can only feel a certain amount of sympathy for Ipswich Town, whose whole object has been to defend, and they've had to do so for the last few minutes with only 10 men. But certainly on the balance of play, the goal is long, long overdue. Offside flag is up. So Graham Sharp moves on to 22 on the score sheet. This is tally for the season. Met by Ratcliffe. Not a particularly powerful header. Banged away anywhere will do by Stevens. Sharp. Ratcliffe. Vanden Hauwe. He wanted it played a bit earlier. He's got it now, but in no space. Cranston. Bracewell. Foul by Cranston, and that hurt a bit. And it means that the referee will have to add a little more time to a few moments anyway of injury time already allowed. Reed, Heath. Well, how do you dominate a match and yet feel relieved when it's all over that you've won? But even so, the one goal from a teasing cross by Kevin Richardson and the header by Graham Sharp gives Everton 3 points and keeps them on course for retaining their title.